Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Settlement Survival in Praetoria, and I'd say things are going swimmingly. Population has grown a lot since the last video. We have a bunch more industries that are online. For the most part, they're still rather primitive. We haven't even really been doing anything with like sand and clay yet. We're only just now starting to get things like that, but we're getting somewhere. Enough food to actually keep us afloat. We're barely making enough clothes. That's our only real killer, but other than that, we're doing good. We even were able to fight off some bandits that have the audacity to attack me. Turns out having a bunch of towers over here is pretty darn effective. Who would have guessed? Honestly, I'm not really sure what I want to do with the town beyond this, aside from just start really turning my tech online, right? We're starting to make surprisingly less science last year. I'm not too sure what happened there, but we're starting to make a decent number of tech points. If I keep investing heavily in making lots of paper and more research institutes, I imagine we're going to start working our way down that tech tree pretty quickly. I definitely would like to make enough silver that we will be able to buy some linen, like flax or something like that. You know, that would be good. So I can just start making my own clothes that away. That would actually be ideal. Because once I have that, I really don't think there's anything else holding me back aside from just gradually scaling up. The one thing that's really weird is still no natural disasters. And I really think that some people are going to be tempted to think, are you turning off disasters so nothing happens? No, I would love a natural disaster to occur at this point. I'd love to show it to you. That was sort of the entire point of this series, but I can't control what the game decides to do. I'm as confused as anyone, okay? I want to see destruction. That's what I want, all right? I want to see mayhem across the board. But I can't make it happen. We can only sit back and pray for a tornado. In the meantime, what else has changed? I mean, things are looking pretty good over here. I'm going to have the textile watermill ready to go for when we do eventually have some seeds. We've capped out with our alpacas, so I am starting to get some wool now. Thank God. That helps at least a little bit. And we have turkeys, you know, so that's also going to be worth a little bit. It may be worth, at this point, trying to work down toward animal slaughter. That's going to be 3 more points. But if I get a lot of extra feathers that I can sell, and if I get a lot of extra alpaca wool that I can turn into rough clothing, that wouldn't be bad. Heck, we even took a look at using the sewing techniques book last time, just to improve the durability of rough clothes by 20%. Maybe. It's not guaranteed that students even pick this thing up in the first place, but I mean, it's a thought. We could add another textbook. And I'm tempted, since we're making paper, to go ahead and use proper rest and just get more maximum health. Then again, is health really that important? No, health isn't really that important here. I mean, if it was health right here to like boost things up by 5%, that wouldn't be very exciting. What I think it is it's health for the individual citizens, which basically means if their needs are not being met, like for example, they're freezing, their health starts going down. I think this bar right here is the one that would go up by 5%. Is that very exciting? I'm going to go with no. But water sanitation, so that people, generally speaking, make water last longer since we're struggling on this, yeah, I can make that work. Let's just go ahead and start using water sanitation. We're going to teach our children this revolutionary new method of not drinking tainted water. One thing I actually should keep in mind also, I was just going down the whole, like, animal slaughter route with my latest tech point, but now that I'm thinking about it, we could also try working toward that bread shop. Wouldn't be a bad plan, right? Start taking the flour, but you have to also have things like sugar or butter or jam. So until I get some sort of an alternative product here, that doesn't help me a lot. Getting cows, right? Milk, turn that into butter. That could be good. Everyone loves buttered bread. Outside of that, what do we need? Jam workshop. We could get sugar beets, I guess. Sugar refining right here should do the job. Process malt, sugar beet, sugar cane, and maple sap into sugar. I do have the ability to make malt, but I'm pretty sure we would have to use a mill that is making malt, and then in order to make bread, I'd have to have a second one making flour. So it's kind of a huge investment to make bread, which is a shame because people feel pretty darn good about eating bread. I mean, who doesn't like their carbs? Oh, look, it's this giant stupid tree again. Let's just go ahead and transplant it and offset the grow penalty that we took last time because I did a dum-dum. Once again, looks like most of my resources are back in the green. I would like to make some basic shoes. It doesn't have to be good, but that is a consistent problem for people, right? I mean, they're saying, oh, well, I'm not happy because I'm shoeless. No one likes going around barefoot, all right? You can call them foot prisons all you want, but when you're walking around in the snow, you're gonna be glad you have them. Who actually calls them foot prisons? Weird people. That's the answer. Weird people call them foot prisons. Oh, and I'm completely out of clothing again. Where are those nice little events that just gave me pop-ups of like 200 free clothes? I need more of those right now. We could consider upgrading the tailor too, by the way. More variety of clothes, more efficiency. I actually have everything I need for this. Tell you what, let's deal with the immediate crisis. Since I have a second tailor over here, we do have enough alpaca wool to go around, so we can make a few reserve clothes since we had some nakedness going on. Then we'll go ahead and get this thing upgraded. By the way, did we get a proficiency star? We did, in our livability. Excellent. Okay, so by doing so, basically just building houses, doing normal sort of things, citizen max vitality goes up by 10%, and their stamina goes up by 10%. The vitality should never come into question, right? In an ideal circumstance, they're not going to die anyway. The stamina, that means they can do their jobs for longer. That means we get an economic benefit. I like that. And we're also about to get our upgrade here for the tailor. I do have a third research institute here, by the way, so science continues to improve. All right, rough clothes, yeah, still seems like the better way to go, but we can eventually... Ooh, actually, we do have leather. I could start making some down jackets instead. Yeah, and actually, if I do commit to getting the linen, the feathers I'm producing for my turkeys and my geese should be a very consistent method of getting clothes. Yeah, I like the idea of doing the down jackets. Yeah, I don't see any downside. I think we just go ahead and do that. The added advantage is the down jacket also makes people happy, but it also has better durability. The problem is it costs twice as many resources, but actually your temperature goes way up too. People would be able to work in the winter a lot more effectively? Worth. Let's go for it, let's give it a go. So I'm really curious how trade has changed, because this actually feels quite different from the last time I played. For example, I don't remember the merchants being unwilling to trade in silver. That was new. But also there's these caravans. So it seems like we're really supposed to be issuing our own trades, like, a lot more often. Presumably to factions. What is this? I don't have any beer, so this is irrelevant. But like a water trading post right here says we could trade with factions periodically. What are factions? What do you mean by factions? I don't think I've seen that before, so that seems to be new. And we finally have reached 150 population, which means I get another administrator. Okay, max warmth. Well, good during the winters. I mean, they warm themselves up by the fire, they last longer, they work longer. That's not bad. Or we just boost up our logistic proficiency straight up. Ooh, okay. Let's choose later. Let's actually find out what that does. So logistic proficiency, getting a free level, boosts up movement by 10% and warehouse storage by 15%. I don't really care about the max storage. That does become important later, but right now it's not a big deal. 10% more movement speed, is that worth it? I mean, we'll kind of get that passively as is. I'm thinking I want the max warmth. It really does make my life easier during the winter. I'm totally open to that being the wrong choice. I mean, it's obviously taken a very long time just to get to 42% logistics proficiency. But still, I mean, I don't know. That's the decision I went with. Sometimes you don't always have to make the right decision, you just have to make a decision, right? We could sit here and try to figure out the math forever, and sometimes I'd rather just go with it. And if that goes wrong, hey, no problem. People can just yell at you in the comments section, and that counts as engagement and boosts your algorithm. Haha! Rage bait. Oh, you think YouTubers wouldn't stoop so low? Oh, they 100% farm you guys for exactly that, and you don't even realize it. I mean, if you want to know a good way of getting a lot of engagement, this is a secret that a lot of Paradox YouTubers know how to do, right? The people who play EU4, Hearts of Iron, etc. Play any country in the Balkans. I kid you not. It will always get comments. It will always drive up the engagement rate. It's weird, it's nationalistic, but it works. What am I going to grab next for my tech points? I think we're going to end up going for education efficiency. Why? Well, because we can use paper to boost education efficiency by 100%. What does that mean? I have no idea because it's not clear, but I'm going to assume it is going to boost up the education rate of my students so they graduate faster. Why do I assume that? Because down here, the output of tech XP increases by 150%. So that can't be the education efficiency. It's something different. So I'm going to assume that this will let my kids just graduate. That's it. So we'll use the paper. It's fine. Go ahead and do that. And with the extra paper, my students will grow up faster, more working adults, more years of their life actually being productive. That can only be a good thing. I think we do need to get things like the calcining kiln over here, by the way. Though to make that work, I also need to get refined fuel. We'll start with that. Why do I care about the calcining kiln? Because if I ever want to be getting things like bricks and glass, we're going to need that. That's a necessary resource for a lot of the good stuff, right? I mean, once you start producing tons of bricks and glass, you can get tons of upgrades for all sorts of things, like, for example, your research institutes can become research academies and stuff like that. So it's definitely worth doing. if you have the resources, and at this point I think our economy is strong enough we can start progressing into what I consider the Tier 2 phase of the game. Ooh, wait, is that a natural disaster? Oh, it is! Alright, you know what? I shouldn't be so gleeful about this, but it is finally happening. The game's not bugged, everybody! It is actually going to hit us. We have an earthquake on the way. Oh, an earthquake. Alright. Houses without reinforcements or shockproof floor foundations may be destroyed. Well, we definitely don't have that anywhere, so, yeah, every house may be destroyed. 50% of stored supplies and storage yards will be damaged. Oh, that's bad. Okay, we need to get warehouses, now. Because everything I've got is in a storage yard. So we could lose half of our supplies. Ha! Woo, that's bad. Jade points and gold points will vanish? No! Hey, wait a minute. No, I've got jade and gold down here and I haven't had a chance to use it yet. You can't do that to me. Not me. Do you even know who I am? Also, new mountains may form after the earthquake. This is not a small earthquake, okay? This is a big frickin' deal. All right, let's go ahead and start demolishing some of these storage yards. I have been intentionally sizing a few of my storage yards by 5x6s. With the knowledge that this day may come, not earthquake specifically, but the day that I would need to swap things over into warehouses. Because that's the perfect size. So we're gonna go ahead and empty these things out, and then we will have to rebuild in their place. It's fine. Warehouses are good. We like having warehouses around. They have a lot of storage capacity. This can only be a good thing for me. It really is not a lot of time to react to this either. Okay. We're also about to get a bunch of immigrants. That's great, that's great. So if I want to do reinforcements, this will take building kits. Yeah, I ain't got no building kits. This would need to be made from steel, planks, and glass or bricks. We're not making steel, and we don't yet have glass or bricks. So I definitely can't do any reinforcements. We should stockpile like crazy on the basic resources we are going to need to rebuild houses. Because for whatever reason, my shamans have been able to accurately predict an upcoming earthquake, and we know we're probably gonna lose a lot of houses. The question for me is, are we also gonna lose a lot of our population? Because if so, that's a problem, and I would rather my immigrants go homeless for a while rather than put them in a death trap. You know, the sad thing about getting an earthquake as our natural disaster, though, earthquakes technically already existed in the game. However, this is a revamped, new and improved and scarier earthquake. Some of these things definitely were not impacts before. You could just have like random earthquake and a bunch of things get destroyed. Now it actually has like a whole bunch of different impacts. Messing with my gold and my jade though, like really? That's just so mean-spirited. You really don't have to do that. Where's the trading post? There we go. All right, trading post, get this from... It doesn't look like this requires a specific tech. It does not. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so we could set up a caravan here. There are the water variants, obviously, but if we wanted to set up a regular caravan, maybe we could actually start packing up a few various different resources and actually try to generate some silver that way. It's been so long since I messed with this. This came out with the, I think it's the Lunar New Year patch, which was, I want to say a couple of years ago. So it's been a while. Let's try building this, and let's see if there's a way for me to start generating some money. I need 8,000, all right? That is the goal. Get me to 8,000. And in the meantime, let's go over here to trade, and let's set up, I don't know, we could do insurance. But I could also do pottery and then get to carving workshops. I mean, it would be nice to go ahead and start making some really good stuff to sell. Like, once you start getting into trade, there's so much tech you want to invest into trade. That's kind of the problem. I think we'll start with pottery, try to get some carving, find a way of actually getting some trade goods that I can mass produce and sell. And then we'll start sending caravans all over the world. I've got 25 laborers right now. Jeez. Okay. Well, I guess we could start growing some stuff for flour. Sure. I can't build the carving workshop. Why did I bother getting this? I keep forgetting. Tools, building kits, and he warns you, you can't build these until you have these things, and yet I spend the points anyway, like a dingus. And for that, really I need to get smelting, turn the iron and refined fuel into steel. And then eventually the forge. This is where you get the building kits. So I'm 2 tech points away from being able to do that. Not to mention I still don't have the calcinine kill. So that's not going to be doing a lot good. Also, we need to get things like exploration technology at some point in order to start getting some upgrades for these mines, because eventually I'm going to run through all of my coal. We got 50% of the inventory left, though, so fortunately we have some time. And here's the earthquake. Oh no, level 1 earthquake, boom, boom, boom. That was only a level 1 earthquake. Look at the damage. Oh my god. I think it destroyed like 70% of my houses. What the frick? Hey, wait a minute. I thought this would be like maybe like a 30, 40, 50% chance or something, but this did like almost all of them. This was like 70, 80%. Frick me! All right, well, everyone is now homeless. Time to go mass a building, shall we? Seriously, this was catastrophic. Holy crap, for a level 1, that is so punishing. That might be too punishing, if I'm honest. I don't know. Wow! I am really glad that I stocked up on a ton of lumber. All right, that's all I can say. I'm really, really glad about that. I need a mass rebuild button. And why do the houses get damaged, but not any of the other buildings? Not that I'm asking for more damage, holy crap, but like, dude. Okay, well, anyway. All right, so, yeah, all of the disasters are kind of that level of punishing. They really, really are. Which is kind of ludicrous, really. And that is why, when I tried doing a series on extreme difficulty, I found out very quickly that that is borderline impossible. I mean, can you imagine if I were playing extreme difficulty, right? I'm barely holding on resources and then that just happened. Imagine that. It's game over. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are at the game. That's basically game over. Yes, in this case, I actually would have been able to survive it if I were at this level of proficiency in extreme difficulty and then it happened, but I'm telling you, at extreme difficulty, I'm pretty sure the natural disasters come a lot faster. I'm pretty darn sure. Oh gosh, and let's keep in mind that I think every one of those houses that had resources in it, I think they lost all the resources too. I might be wrong on that, but that would make sense. In which case, I just lost hundreds, maybe thousands of food, water, and fuel. Wow. That's a bit much. I'm not gonna lie. That is a little much. Well, it's only 140 homeless people, you know? They'll be fine. And the beasts are coming too. The tiger's coming for all of them in just a few months. There's nothing left! All right, just go home. Leave me be. I guess I really should count myself lucky that the game decided to wait this long to give me an earthquake or any other natural disaster. I kept praying for one just so I could show you guys. Now I'm really regretting that. Be careful what you wish for. That is the lesson to be learned here, children. Well, I've got 12 builders on the case, so we're actively trying to fix this as fast as we can. Oh my god. Hey, merchant, how you doing? Now's not exactly the best time. I like this book here. Acquirable ability, inventory plus 30 for all of your people. Doesn't seem bad for 2,500 since I can't get silver any other way. I guess I will try to sell some stuff and see if I can buy this. Oh, wait, it's only worth 300, not 2,500. Oh, well, this is fine. And here comes a beast. Okay, where is the beast? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's way over here. Okay, so what I do then is I go ahead and man a couple of towers, because I'll bet you it's coming this way. Unless, of course, it decides to walk across the water, which it has done in the past and could do again. Nope, it's coming to this way. Okay. I would really, really, really prefer if you did not destroy my stuff, okay, Mr. Tiger? Now really is not the time. He's destroying my fields! Of all the things to destroy, you're going for the crops? Oh, gosh, dang it. Get over here. Get in range of my tower. My towers want to kill you. It's coming after one of my houses! No! Not the house! It's dead. Okay, never mind. We got it. So all we lost was an entire crop. That's all. Just an entire crop. It's fine. We weren't relying on that or anything. I'm only completely out of food. Oh, there's a second tiger! Frick me! Right. Get everyone evacuate that house, and I think we killed that tiger too. Is that it? Are there more? Frickin' heck, I didn't know there could be 2 tigers. Makes sense, as the game goes on, it should get more difficult, but there we go. Gosh, dang. And you know one thing that really sucks? Even as I rebuild all these houses, my food and water stores are going to exhaust themselves Because everybody that gets a house is like, okay, now I need to fill up the pantry. And it's like, there's nothing to fill it with. We have nothing. Oh, frick me, I made a mistake. Barnett over here just expired his term. I meant to click, I want a new governor. Instead, I clicked reappoint. Not only getting someone who gets me no benefit whatsoever, but also wasting 5,000 silver. No. All right, let's form caravans. So, actually this does ring a small bell. I think I might recognize this a little bit. So there are some different factions. There's the Meow, the Lorenzo, the Rania, and the Carlos. Okay, so we should be able to sell various items, right? What would I sell? I have no idea. How about 1,000 feathers? That's apparently a total weight of 1,000. That is my maximum weight. And it is worth 4,500 silver. Okay. What would I buy? Can I buy seeds? I can? Really? Oh, well, frickin' heck, screw the dang dock. This is another way of getting things I need. All right, so, well, I'm gonna need at least a couple of trips before I can make this happen. So, 1,000 feathers, huh? Yeah, risk of death is 2.61%. We could buy insurance for them. I don't know about that, though. The less members of the caravan I have, the greater the risk. I mean, what's an 8% risk, right? What's an 8% risk? It can't be that bad. I don't know, it depends. Is this a siege in EU4? All right, 96% chance of success. Oh, look, you fail. Luck is not always on my side, so I may have just consigned these folks to their deaths. But sure, we'll form a caravan of the 4 spare people I have, and we'll just go ahead and say, you know, your risk of death is acceptable. Go and sell a bunch of feathers, and make me 4,500 silver. Bring that back. If we can do that twice, I will be able to finally get some linen. And on the other news, we are just about done rebuilding our houses. Thank God. Okay, all right. As long as there's not another one of those natural disasters for another 15 years, I think we're okay. And there they go. 4 brave souls. Where did you get the horses? I don't know. Have you been holding out on me? Anyway, we have the calcining kiln now, or however you're supposed to say that. Calcining? I have no idea. Whatever, the point is we have it. So now, if I start going for... Oh boy, we're gonna have to start sorting by actual things here. If I want to get myself a fuel factory and a kiln factory, those are 2 things that I would really benefit from. Not that I have any fuel to convert, not yet, but we will eventually. Oh, the caravan's back already. Sure looks to me like 4 of them survived. So if I find out that one of these guys is secretly a dead man walking, I'm gonna cry witchcraft and have these people burned at the stake. There we go, caravan returned, 4,500. Someone did get injured. Fair enough. I don't know if I really have anything else that I can sell that is more beneficial than the feathers, if I'm honest. That's just the easiest one to mass sell, so I think that's what we're gonna do. I mean, again, like, for me, feathers are basically free. The goose is literally the goose that lays the golden eggs, except in this case, it's the sellable feather. That's all it is. So the fuel factory is up and running, okay? So what does this do? It's gonna take timber or coal or straw and turn that into refined fuel. What's interesting, by the way, is that 5 timber becomes 12 refined fuel. Huh. If only this could also be a form of domestic fuel, right? Like, this would actually be a great way of taking my timber and turning it into more heat than I had before. That'd be great. I am kind of curious, what is the value? What is the going rate on refined fuel versus wood? Let's find out. Timber is worth 4.5 to most factions, and refined fuel is worth 2.7. Okay. I mean, I still think that's basically taking 4.5 worth silver lumber and then turning that into about 10.8 silver worth of fuel each. So I think technically speaking, if you really want to start cranking out a lot of money, a fuel factory is one way to do that via the caravans. Just start pumping out tons and tons of refined fuel, right? Actually, it says right here, it's 5 silver and then 3. Well, then, yeah, you can tell immediately a 5 and 12 ratio. Like, yeah, I don't care if timber's worth more individually. You get enough of them that it makes money. So literally a way of printing money. Except you need to have caravans do all the carrying for you. which is very inconvenient. So maybe you don't want to bother with it, but it is an option. We do have the tech to get the smelter now. And I have enough clay and stuff that this should be easy. So this is basically turning into Refinement Central, which makes perfect sense. I'm gonna have a bunch of mines in this area. By the way, the gold is definitely gone, and the jade is definitely gone. Are there any new sources that, like, cropped up? I don't see any. Gosh dang, that is really rough. By the time that we even had a chance at maybe starting to extract it to make money, it was already done. It was already gone. There was never a chance. We just didn't know it yet. Why couldn't the earthquake, like, make some new ore or stone piles just appear in the world, you know? That at least would have been nice. Oh, but Pravus, the game doesn't try to be nice to you. That's not its job. Yeah, I noticed. Thank you. All right, well, we have enough silver. It's time to go ahead and buy the thing. Another tech point. What do we want? Well, we did actually level up our proficiency in mining. Some more efficiency there's great. Construction, more speed and durability. Won't save us during, you know, gosh dang, stupid earthquake, but it's fine, it's fine. Do I want to go ahead and pick up the landfill? I mean, I know I want to get the forge at some point with building kits, but I actually would like to get landfill. Why? Well, mainly because there's a lot of areas of the world right now that I can't build things I'd like to. For example, tiny little hills right here, which are kind of getting in the way. So if I were to terraform this and say, no, get out of here, boom, that makes life easy. Can even do that with rivers, which now makes it so much easier for me to actually place down some buildings, thank God. Okay, caravan returned to town. And there's the seed notification, thank God, all right. It's time, start mass growing flax. A gigantic alpaca has run around in your city. It seems to be in shock and was running around injuring several people. What do you do with it? Try to capture it or drive it out? I'll try to capture it. It ran away after injuring several people. Well, that was a mistake, apparently, but okay. It doesn't look like it injured that many people. I'm going to go ahead and say that that was in the weeds. Not a big deal. I don't know if that's like a random chance or if that's just always the wrong choice. But it would have been nice to capture a giant alpaca and then breed it with my other alpacas so that they all become genetically enhanced, and then I would have had gigantic alpacas with which I could conquer the bandits. I don't know if that's how it works, but that is how I choose to see it in my head. By the way, in about a year, the bandits are going to be attacking. Good. Starting to run low on tools, by the way. And I don't think it's because we're not producing enough, really. I think it's more just like our consumption rate has gone up a tremendous amount. All right, we'll add in an additional smithy over here, but at some point what we should consider doing is maybe upgrading this to an advanced smithy. Now that we have enough steel, I think this is the right call. Let's go ahead and do that and see what new recipes we've got. And our first round of linen is coming together. All right, so this year so far we've made like 928 there, 1,000 linen, flax there, 1,000 flax there. Good, good, good. Okay, so about maybe 3.5-ish thousand linen, or sorry, flax. However, only a small portion of that, only 20% of that actually becomes linen. So realistically, I've got, what, about 500 linen-ish if we started with 2,500? Yeah, so about 500 linen. Okay, that's about what we're going to be able to produce. That's still something. I should be able to more consistently make things like the down jackets. Oh, and here is our upgraded smithy. Okay, so iron tools. We can now make steel tools. Durability of 250 as opposed to 150. Okay. 3 timber, 3 iron, 2 steel. What's it take to make steel again over the forge? It's a 1-to-1 thing as long as we have the fuel. So yeah, I actually think that steel tools might be the way to go. Might be difficult to produce enough steel, but this will give me a pretty big advantage. Sure, it's a more labor-intensive process to get enough tools to go around. I'm aware of that. But like, if it makes everyone more effective, and as long as the tools last longer, it's well worth it. You get more value per resource, not necessarily for labor hours, but at least every resource extracted. What else could we be doing to make people happier? I mean, they want better clothing, sure. I mean, you're wearing rough clothes. Whose fault is that? No shoes? Okay. We really need to upgrade things like the churches and stuff. Yeah. Theaters would make people pretty happy. And we're out of tombs again. Great. I choose to believe that is not a reflection on my ability to manage my people. I choose to believe that that is simply a consequence of having a much larger population. People gonna die. And already I am finding I love having this terraform tool. I'm getting rid of all these stupid little creases in the world that are making it impossible for me to place things. And I could even get rid of some of these mountains that are bizarrely shaped and I can't make any mines out of them. So all of a sudden, lots of open space means the potential for a lot more pastures, a lot more farms, and so on, and just more effective urban management in general. I like the organic look of a non-grid, well, non-rectangular block style city, right? I do like that. But there's something to be said about not having to just place things in random places because you just couldn't fit anything else, right? Terraforming is great. Never underestimate that. And then with the next level, we actually would be able to start digging out some rivers ourselves. So if we wanted a canal town, that would be an option. There's not a lot of advantage to a canal town, but it is a thing. Anyway, I do think that this is probably a good place for us to end this video. I know we're going to be getting attacked by bandits in just a few months. I'm not feeling really worried about it. Oh, we have a lot of people dying of old age right now, which is all coming at a terrible time. Our replacement rate is not very even. That's fine, though. We should be able to deal with the bandits as long as it's only like 5 or 6 of them. These 2 arrow towers, I think, will be sufficient, and we have fallback options, so I'm not worried about it. Everything's looking kind of good. Our technology is a little slow right now. I really wouldn't mind getting a research academy with my next point, just so I can start really cranking things up. But we will see. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.